Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we'll be reviewing the Marhar Archaic. This board is available in 5 sizes, 154, 154 wide, 158, 158 wide, and 161. This board features Marhar's hybrid rocker profile, which is flat between the foot, camber underfoot, and then rocker out in the tips. Basically, hybrid camber. Gonna have that pop and snap underfoot of traditional camber, but the play of rocker out in the tips. I rode this board at Arapahoe Basin in the spring on a day that was overcast skies with little pockets of blue going through with warmer temps. There was frozen snow, chunder snow, perfectly groomed runs, kind of just a mix of everything in between, and I rode it with my K2 Thraxis boots and my K2 Indy bindings. Alright, let's talk about this board. In the tips, you have what I call middle-of-the-road freestyle flex, but by the time you hit the insert packs, it stiffens up and becomes more of an all-mountain flex. There is a fair amount of torsional give to it, so you can really twist and drive the board. Overall, you've got this board that's playful out in the nose and the tail, but a little stiffer through the midsection. Now when it comes to stability, those tips flap at high speeds, but you don't really feel it underfoot. And that is where all the stability comes from, is directly underfoot. So at high speeds, that nose is just going to be waving at you, but you don't feel it. This board really doesn't get bucked around or feel like it's going to wash out, but you do notice that it seems softer than in years past. This board does have snap, but it's more laid back to engage. It doesn't quite feel like you're loading up traditional camber, but it's not like a skate style pop when one of those flat to rocker boards either. It's somewhere in between. It's very easy to engage, but you'll notice that there is rebound and pop where you want it. Now, hitting jumps, you got this nice stable section from insert pack to insert pack. What you do have though that kind of makes this board a little wonky is softer flexing tips. So that tail coming off the lip, it seems to lose a little bit of its power. It just doesn't quite pop how you think that it would. Not a bad thing, I'm just saying it just seemed to lose a little bit of power, so you can compensate for that as a rider. Alright, so there is a huge sweet spot in the nose and the tail of this board, and it presses amazingly. You can really just butter this thing like there's no other. It rolls right up on the nose or the tail, and it just locks in, and you can just press however you want. You want to get sideways, you want to revert, you want to do whatever. It will allow you to do it, but it still retains just a little bit of snap underfoot, which is nice because you will pop out of any butter variation you're doing. And that carries over to jibbing. That sweet spot locks into nose and tail presses. You can just hold your own on it, but when you hit the end of the feature, pop right back out and then ride on your way. Getting sideways, you want to make sure you're a little bit more underfoot. It just locks a little bit better, I found, just due to those camber sections right under the insert pack. You can just feel that it hugs a little bit better. I'm not saying that that flat section doesn't hug, it just feels like it grips a little bit better around the rail underfoot. This board's very agile from edge to edge. It's not nimble, it's agile. So that means that you get a little bit more power out of it, and it steers right underfoot where there's added contact points, which is what you want with a profile like this and a board with this flex pattern. This is a board that you can drive hard through a carve and really flex the board. You are going to feel some chatter. You're just going to feel that nose section pushing right under the front foot. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying you're going to feel it. But short, tight, quick turns, hard carves, long, drawn-out carves, it's got you covered. You're just going to feel it underfoot. Doesn't wash out. It carves well. It's got grip. I mean, it's designed for riding Michigan, which really, unless you get into the Upper Peninsula, isn't known for having soft snow. So who is this board for? The all-mountain freestyle rider with more emphasis on the freestyle side of things than the all-mountain side of things. I've ridden a bunch of versions of this board over the years, and I can tell you right now, this one's a little bit softer in the tips. It's just easier to engage, it's easier to press with. It really has more of a freestyle focus than an all-mountain focus. That's not a bad thing, that's not a dig on the board. It's just, it's gotten a little bit softer. That's what you need to know. Comparable boards. The Yes Typo, the GNU Finest, the Ride Algorithm, This has been my review of the Marhar Archaic. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the content we've got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really want to support us, and you want to see us just do bigger projects and more things, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP. I could tell you more here, but I got a whole video over there that explains why you should be supporting us and whatnot. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.